Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I apologize for the car blog today. I'm at my kids' school and I figured there's no one around me at the moment, so nobody's going to be looking in my car at me talking to myself, which I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to my friends, my YouTube friends. So I'm going to do a different video today. It's going to be over several days. And I'm going to be talking on the topic of fasting. So let me first start with my stats. I know I have a lot of new people who have come in the last couple weeks. So I am Dory. I'm 47 years old, 5'4" tall, and on September 12th, 2016, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, weight loss surgery. I had that surgery with Dr. Darren Tischler in Hartford, Connecticut. My highest weight ever recorded was 350 pounds. That was around 2011-ish, I want to say. And my surgery weight was 300.5. My lowest I've ever seen was 156.3. The other day I was 168, 169, and I actually just did an extended fast with my husband. We did 39 hours and I am back down to 153, or sorry, I wish 153, 163.1, which is exciting. That means I'm only about 4 pounds away from my goal for a diet that I'm in. But that was not why I did that fast. So I'm going to start off today with talking about extended fasts. But the one I'm going to talk about is actually a spiritual fast that ended up giving me results in the weight loss category, but it was not why we originally did it. So my husband and I, this past Sunday, which was yesterday, today's Monday, this past Sunday, my husband and I decided to do a fast together. And I know if you guys have watched my previous videos, you will see that we are kind of trying to figure out what to do with my niece, who we are fostering right now. And so we've made the decision that she is going to find a different placement. It will not be our home. And so for that reason, we really needed to pray and to call on God to intervene and give us wisdom and everything to make sure that we're making the right decision. And if we aren't making the right decision, to make it clear what that decision is. And so that's how we did our fast yesterday. So every time that we were hungry, which was pretty often because we both had popcorn the night before while watching a movie, which we know is loaded with carbs. And so we were very hungry, so we prayed every time and took all day yesterday and last night and then this morning to kind of reach a decision. And it's funny because with spiritual fasting, you usually fast from food, and you could also, fast from all beverages. You can just do a water fast. You can do a dry fast. It's really up to you and what you feel is what is going to help you spiritually. So the fast is meant to be hard. It's meant to be so hard that you have to call on God during the times of whatever you're fasting from. And so for us, every time we were hungry, there were times we were irritated, we were hangry, we wanted to eat, we wanted something, we were seeing commercials, we were seeing whatever. And so we would just go to God and pray about it. And so I feel like God really, God listens to us all the time. And so it wasn't a shock to see how he's working in this whole situation with our niece. But I will say that after speaking to our minister after church last night, yesterday afternoon, we had a phone conversation with him. And he's been giving us some good advice and everything regarding my niece. And after talking to him, we made a phone call to another brother from our church, who in turn gave us another couple that he thought would be great at fostering our niece. And so basically it removes her from our house, but it puts her still into a great home of friends that we're really close to, and gives her still the opportunity to know God and to go to church twice a week as we always have been, and to really have that biblical foundation. And so we called after praying and continuing to fast and everything, we called that couple yesterday, and they are more than willing to take her. They just need a couple of extra days to kind of sit on it and pray about it themselves. And but I'm really, really excited. I think that the couple, they have one child. She just went off to college. She's an amazing teen girl, and she is off to college, and so they are empty nesters, and she'll be gone to college for 4 years, and they have a dog. The husband works for the government, but his job is secretive, so we don't really know what he does. He doesn't disclose that, but I know he's a good guy. And then the wife is an occupational therapist, and both of them have had similar backgrounds to my niece, and so I think that they can really, really help her out in that area, and even with therapy and counseling and all that. So I'm really, really excited about that. So that would mean they live in a different town than us. So that would mean that she would switch schools, which would be great because she'll be away from my daughter. The only time that we'd see her would be at church. But that's fine. We will put parameters in place, and I think maybe their relationship will be a little different since they won't have to live together. We are looking at doing this as soon as possible. I was originally going to keep her till June, but they told me that they could have her removed, which I hate that word, but they could place her by March 8th, but that would mean that she would go into a group home type thing, which is too traumatic for her. So I'm just going to keep her until this couple decides, within the next couple weeks, I would think that she'll be in her new home. Now, in the event that they change their mind and they can't do it, I do trust God to find her a great placement, and she will leave by March maybe 10th or 15th or something, which will give me plenty of time to get my house in order and enjoy the kids while my husband is still here before he leaves on July 1st. So the spiritual and extended fast, we did it for 39 hours. It can be done for any length of time. My minister in particular did a 40-day fast, and all that he had within those 40 days was some water, and he had a fruit smoothie in the morning only because his kids were really young and they worried about him. And during his fast, he actually walked through each of the towns that we live in, and like in a few mile radius, and he just prayed for each town as he walked through during that 40 days. And it was really good because there were some disciples from my church that would meet him at certain places, and then he would stop, pray, get warmed up in the car, whatever he would do, and then go back out. And so that was really encouraging. So there is an extended fast, and that's the one I'm going to talk about today is a spiritual one. And that definitely, you see so many times within the Bible, people who have done fast and people who have sacrificed and did certain things. And so fasting for us as a church, we do pretty often. I know for me, when I have a huge decision to make, I usually fast from food. I have fasted before from like Facebook and social media and television and things like that, but I don't do that anymore because it doesn't hit my heart as much as food does. The TV, we don't have cable. I don't really watch TV anyways. So that I need something that's really going to hit my heart, that's going to be difficult to achieve, because that's when I'm going to call on God the most. And so that is day one, and that's talking about an extended fast, spiritually speaking. Tomorrow I'm going to actually come back and do another video that will be attached to this one. I'll just do the couple of days in a row. And basically it's going to be talking about the benefits from extended fasting, whether it's a spiritual fast or you're doing it for weight or you're doing it for autophagy. I'm going to talk about that on my next video. But today's was a spiritual lesson, and I hope you guys feel encouraged and feel great about what I've shared today. Thanks. Hey guys. So this is the second part of another day that I am filming, although I am wearing the same shirt, ironically, as the video right before here where I talked about spiritually fasting. So anyways, I am going to talk today about the other fasts that I think are very important in my life, and they could be very important in your life. It definitely is something that is very beneficial to us. And so let me start by going from the spiritual fast to the extended fast. Now, an extended fast for me is anything past 24 hours, but particularly up to 30 or starting around 36. Anything for the first, 24 hours of fasting, you're still going to have a lot of benefits. Also, you're going to have a lot of benefits from fasting the longer you can, which is 36, 48 hours. They do say, some of the experts do say that after 48 hours, there aren't a huge amount of benefits. They kind of plateau. But I have done a 59-hour fast. That is the longest I've ever been able to do. But I normally do about a 36 to 40-hour fast. I'm actually doing one this coming Saturday. Today is Monday, March 1st. And I just came back from Rhode Island with my husband, and I actually just started, sorry, today is not March 1st, today is March 2nd. Yes, so sorry. So March 2nd is today, and I'm actually starting on a carnivore challenge this week, and I'm ending with a fast beginning on Saturday. So I'm doing the carnivore challenge with a bunch of people. I don't know everybody who's doing it. I know some people are doing it in a group that we have. I know Time to Shrink, Erica, she's doing it. Nicole Burgess is doing it. And there's a host of other people who are doing it. So I am starting that today. But I wanted to talk about doing an extended fast and what the benefits are. And so I have a whole bunch of stuff right here on my laptop. I'm just going down to figure out, just so I can read to you kind of a lot of the benefits that come with doing a fast. And so there's many benefits to doing extended fasting, or really particularly any fasting, as long as you do it on a pretty consistent basis. And your aging slows down. I know that. It says that cellular repair is your body's natural way of replenishing cells. It prevents disease and delays tissues from aging. So I know that that is a huge benefit that I personally, I'm 47 years old, and I'm definitely looking forward to not looking my age as I am aging. There is a lot of inflammation. I know Erica does fasting and a ketogenic diet because of her inflammation that she has. And so I do know that by doing extended fasting, you are decreasing your inflammation. I know for myself, when I'm doing an extended fast, or if I'm doing intermittent fasting, I can tell immediately by my midsection. Now I have a very thin midsection, but when I'm not eating healthfully or I'm not fasting, I do carry a little bit more bloating in my stomach area. And so I know for sure that this does reduce the inflammation. It also improves insulin levels, insulin insensitivity and blood sugar levels. You don't have to be diabetic for this to help you, but it does help you. Insulin is actually the hormone that it says, let's see, it serves as a storage hormone. So it stores fat and carbs and proteins. And so when you're using those things as energy, it's best to have a low insulin sensitivity. So it also aids, as we know, in weight loss. I know my surgeon's office has actually started doing intermittent fasting in conjunction with having bariatric surgery. So they're finding that after 6 months to a year after surgery, that going into a intermittent fasting type lifestyle is actually extremely beneficial and has actually aided their patients in losing more weight than just doing the low fat and low carb diet that they suggest with the nutrition's office. That I think is amazing. And it does recommend on some of these sites and things that I've done research that you do a 48-hour fast only 1 to 2 times per month. Definitely do not do it more than that. It actually does not have the good health benefits that it does if you were to do it less than that. Let's see, there are, some drawbacks, of doing fasts, any fast really, but an extended fast is what I'm focusing on now. And drawbacks are, being exhausted, being sluggish, sometimes having, you want to go out and have social gatherings and social eating, and you can't do that when you're fasting, obviously. Hunger, dizziness, things like that. But I do know that using salt, pink Himalayan sea salt under your tongue, drinking a little bit of pickle juice, things like that will actually aid in all of that. And so it does help you. Also, please make sure that you're getting magnesium and potassium when you do go back to eating. And I know drinking your water, making sure you stay hydrated so you don't dehydrate. That is very, very important. Now, one of the things and the benefits that I love personally through fasting for long periods, this is probably the number 2 reason. Number 1 would be the weight loss for sure, and kind of setting myself back up to if I've gone on a crazy binge where I'm eating like so much food. But the number 2 reason, which is so important, is something called autophagy. And autophagy is when we are regenerating our cells. And when you fast, your body is pushed into this state of autophagy, which means that your body has like damaged cells and could be cancerous cells, but autophagy is your body's way of cleaning out your cells. And so if you think about it, when you're defragmenting your computer and you're cleaning out the old files, that's basically what autophagy is doing, is it's coming into your body, and it is it's like a broom, and it's sweeping all those bad cells out of your body through autophagy, and it's replenishing them and revitalizing them into something that does not have, problems, or doesn't have damage done to it, or doesn't, from pollution, we all breathe it in. We're all breathing in all this junk. And so we're taking all those dysfunctional cells and we are moving them out of the body. I want to read right from the website that I'm on. It's a Healthline website, and it asks, what are the benefits of autophagy? And it says the main benefits of autophagy seem to come in the form of anti-aging principles. So this goes back to the anti-aging that I'm hoping to benefit from as I'm getting older. The best known way of the body turning back the clock in creating younger cells is autophagy. It says, additionally, registered dietitian Scott Keatley, RN, CDN, says that in times of starvation, autophagy keeps the body going by breaking down cellular material and reusing it for necessary processes. This is just something it removes. It says at the cellular level, the benefits of autophagy include removing toxic proteins from the cells that are attributed to neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Now, Alzheimer's, there's 2 things that I do in my life that I am doing for the sole purpose of trying to not get Alzheimer's. I don't have a family history, but that doesn't mean that I won't get Alzheimer's. And that is the ketogenic diet, and also doing this intermittent fasting, extended fasting. Those type things are crucial in preventing Alzheimer's. It recycles residual proteins. It provides energy and building blocks for cells that could still benefit from repair. And on a larger scale, it prompts regeneration and healthy cells. So for me, I know if somebody told me that I have, these cells that look like they may become cancer in the future, I'm going to want those suckers out of my body and regenerated into something that's not going to come back as cancer. And for that reason is one of the main reasons why I try to eat as clean as I do. I will intermittent fast, extended fast, work in a spiritual fast, and eat a ketogenic diet. And so I do go on and off the ketogenic diet because that's what my body performs the best at. But all in all, low carbs, moderate fat, moderate protein, that is what I'm all about. Call it keto, call it paleo, call it low fat, moderate carb, whatever you want to call it, that's what I do. I've just learned through my life that is what helps me the best. It says autophagy declines as we age. So this means cells that no longer work or may do harm are allowed to multiply. While all cancers start from some sort of defective cells, it says that the body should recognize and remove those cells, often using autophagic processes. That's why some researchers are looking at the possibility that autophagy may lower the risk of cancer, which I already know that this is true because there's been other studies more recently that have proved that. So I'm not sure when this was written. It could have been written last year or even before that, but I do know that it does, cancerous cells can be removed by being in autophagy. So that for me is a sell. That sold me. I am going to be doing these extended fasts. I'm going to be doing intermittent fasting every day. I just think that it's just so beneficial. So the spiritual fast, and any fast I'm talking about, could be a spiritual fast. You fast for many reasons, but on the spiritual fast, as I just had talked about, you really have to have a mindset on why you're carrying through the day. Now, for me, when I fast, I'm so lucky, and I know I'm lucky. I know a lot of people out there don't have this, but I have someone who fasts with me. It's either my husband, and he's usually always on board for a fast with me, or it's Erica from Time to Shrink. And she's just my bestie, my internet bestie. I love her. I will meet her soon. I know I'm going to definitely be going out there. And so anyways, but so doing a fast is just better when you have the support that you need. Also, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is intermittent fasting. So the longer you go, the better. But don't get like it in your mind that just fasting even for 15 hours is nothing, because it is. It actually has amazing things that happen to your body when you are doing the fast, the intermittent fasting. And so some people do 18-6, some people do 24. So basically it's 20 hours of fasting, 4-hour eating window. And during that time, you eat, as much as you can without, we had surgery, but most people haven't had surgery. And so they can eat even one meal. Some people do one meal a day. And so they'll fast for 22 hours. And within that 2-hour window, they'll just eat whatever they want to eat. But it still has benefits, even though you're not extended fasting. And so this is like a beginner's guide to what intermittent fasting was. And it's just basically making yourself hungry, only drinking water during this time. I will say that there are something called dry fasts, and some people do them, and there's other different fasts. There's like a coffee enema fast and things like that. I don't do any of that. I just don't believe in all that. But I do believe in starving your body for it to function the way that it was properly meant to function, instead of us feeding our body all this junk. And that's why as I'm doing this carnivore challenge this week, before going into a full-on water fast for 36 hours, I am going to make sure that I'm eating only grass-fed meat, grass-finished meat, grass-fed butter, pasture-raised eggs, things like that. That's what I'm going to make sure that I put into my body. So as I'm doing this, I'm an all or nothing person. I just really always want to make sure that I'm doing the best thing that I can when I sign up for something that I've committed to. It could be something on a job. It could be something diet related. It could be just a pact I made with a friend. It could be anything. That's just my personality. And so anything, I will tell you from the research that I've done, and please go do your own research, anything over 12 hours is helpful. When you start going to 24 hours, that is very beneficial. And when you hit 36 is like the happy the happy, I don't know, hormone, if you want to label it something. It's the happy time. Anything over 36 hours has so much more benefits, and it caps out between 48 and 60 hours is when it caps out and you kind of hit a plateau. You can keep going longer than that. It's whatever you feel, but the benefits, as we're talking about health, not weight loss, but health, the benefits plateau between 48 and 60 hours. So for me, the sweet spot is between 36 and 40. Those are very easy to do. And here is how I'm going to tell you to do them the easiest. I start fasting during the day on day one. So for me, on Saturday, I'm going to have I'll intermittent fast, so I'll have like a late breakfasty type thing. And then I'll have an early dinner, probably about 2, 3, or 4 o'clock. That'll be my last meal on Saturday. Say we'll call it 4 o'clock. So from 4 o'clock Saturday, I'm not going to have anything except my water. And I'm going to go to bed that night at like 9 o'clock at night, sleep till the next day, wake up on Sunday, get the kids ready for church, get out from church, do my thing. And then I'm going to go and still go all day Sunday, because I'm usually so busy on Sundays. That is my perfect day. And then I'm going to go overnight Sunday, sleep, and then go Monday. And my husband's on nights for the month of March, so he's home with me during the day. So we're going to break our fast sometime in the afternoon on Monday while the kids are in school. And so for me, that looks like probably I would be maybe 36, maybe about 42 hours I'm going to end up going. And so that's what it looks like for me. But if you stop at midday and you're satisfied and that takes you to the night and then you're sleeping, once you go through all those hours and the next day and then you stay busy, by the time you're at 24 hours, you forgot you're even fasting. I know for me, the toughest time is 16 hours to 22. That is my tough time. I just have to get in it in my head that it's going to be okay, and then I'm able to go through the fast. So I hope this guide to fasting helped you. If you have any questions, ask me below. You can research on YouTube. They have Tom DeLauer is amazing at that. Dr. Eric Berg, who else? Just tons of people. You can just type it into the search bar and you'll find it. But yeah. That's it. Happy fasting, everybody. Happy autophagy. And I hope that you all are having a great week.